Hi, I'm Cheryl Jackson with Jackson Entertainment, and I'm here today with Megan Foley and Chuck Marra. And hi. Thanks for sitting down with us today.
Absolutely. Welcome to our place.
To start, would you like to tell the viewers a little bit about yourselves and what you do?
Sure. We are with casting directors. Now we're also directing and producing a lot. We've been married for 30-something years. Wow. We've been together a long time, and we've been working together that entire time. And that's really what we do. We like to try to find actors, inspire them, train them, mentor them, coach them, teach them, and get them on their careers. And then we also cast TVs, films, commercials,
plays, all kinds of things.
Yes.
You've been doing that forever.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was just a natural transition after you cast so many things and you direct actors so many times, and you just sort of start directing. It makes perfect sense.
Yeah, we've done 25 movies in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Short films. So.
And you've worked with your students in creating that.
We have worked with our students, and they're making movies in their classes. Yeah.
Well, it makes.
And they're winning awards, which is like
yeah.
crazy.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. That was because we really did it for them, for their reels, and we thought, oh, this is kind of nice, and we wanted to make them actually short stories.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a beginning, middle, and end. It's not just a scene. And we started doing that, and then one of them submitted it to a film festival, and they all go, oh, let's all submit to film festivals. And all of a sudden they're winning, and we're like, oh my God, we were not prepared for
They were
this.
just supposed to be little scenes of the reels. But we were talking about we've always tried to get actors to approach auditions and plays by what they find their voice. What do they want to say with this role?
Yeah.
As opposed to just waiting and getting credits, which always seems kind of haphazard. If you got something to say, then you're more driven. And so you have to make this little 1 to 3 minute thing that has something to say that you believe in, that you have some connection with, as beginning, middle, and end, and it'll be good for your reel. And then boom.
Yeah.
Then it became much longer.
It's been crazy. And then none of them 3 minutes.
Yeah, and I think that's also really great because in this industry, sometimes the actor feels like they have no control.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and it's the best
anything.
time to be in this industry because I mean, 30 years I've been doing this, and this is the time, which actually the last 5 or 6 years really, where people can start to make their own stuff. It's never been easier to do it. And I know everybody says create your own content, but it's really true. I mean, that's how it's happening, and that's how people are getting hired.
So by being part of your class and part of your productions, they're also learning how to create their own content.
Yes,
That's
yeah.
major.
It's our whole thing is kind of learn by doing. I mean, it's a very kind of just, I don't want to say organic, but it's a natural progression of things, and that's how they're learning. They're learning everything. They're learning writing, producing, directing, acting. Obviously,
How to
acting.
run a
They start
set,
with acting. How to run a set, how to promote their stuff, how to get distribution. That's our next thing that we're trying to work on with them and teach them that. So
That's really interesting.
yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So what do you enjoy most about actors?
I love actors. I love everything. I love artists in general, but actors are so expressive,
Yeah.
and nothing is mundane.
Yeah, I love the personalities, and you with them, especially when we were in a class with 15 or 16 people, we get a lot of highs and lows. This person's high today, this person's low, and the next week it's the opposite, and then it goes back and forth. But I just love the personalities. I love to talk to people, and in general, I've always kind of been one of those people. I'm like I'm my mother's child for sure. I'll talk to, I don't know a stranger, so I like to talk to people, and I like to interview them, and that's what I like about actors and my job as a casting director is that I get to ask people all the time, about themselves.
Yeah.
Find out about people.
That's great.
And I just like actors, just in general.
Because when you're out in the world, everybody's trying to be cool, calm, and collected, and it just gets to be this very still pond. And
Actors are not that.
They're highs and lows, like you were saying. It's so much personality.
Yeah.
Always something interesting.
Yes.
And the other part of it is cool because actors are often taught from the world at large that they can't. Oh, you can't do this. Oh, you got to know something. It's got this. It's got that. And we both love showing people. Oh yeah,
yes, you can.
Yeah.
Oh yes, you can.
Do that. That's really thrilling.
That giving them that can-do attitude,
Yeah. Very empowering.
It is.
Because it
very
works.
empowering.
It totally works.
Yeah.
So thinking back to your days when you were in casting, or you're still in casting.
We're still in
in
casting.
casting.
Yeah.
So thinking about some of your previous casting sessions, can you think of a most memorable audition, and did they book it? Because I know sometimes it's not the most interesting or best actor.
Sadly, that's true.
Yeah.
Sadly, that's true. Sadly, there are people that want to really fit a certain look or a type, and well, that's.
And you gotta get 5 people in a room to agree to not stick their neck out because they could get fired for making the wrong choice.
Yeah,
so
and
they all
sadly,
agree.
a lot of times they all have their different first choices. Or at least we found this in doing commercials, especially. They all have their different first choices, but they all agree on the second choice. So it's the second choice that ends up booking it because of that. But just recently, we were working on a film where. We were looking for one type of guy, very specific, kind of metrosexual, young, slim, kind of effeminate guy. And we brought in some amazing people, I was like, wow, look at this, the pool of actors that we have to choose from this. And then for some reason, I had just brought in this other guy who was none of the above. But he was just a huge personality, and he was, and a big guy. I think he was about 6'4" and about 350 pounds. And just rocked the room. I mean, he walked in, and all of us were just like, that's it. And it was absolutely not what anybody was looking for. The director was there, and she's like, how could we not go with him?
That was
This is his role. It sought him out.
So that may be one of those actors who was telling their manager or agent, look, I don't fit this role. Are you sure I need to go to this audition?
Yes.
And I try to encourage actors myself to, if casting is bringing you in,
there's a reason.
Yeah. You've got a shot at it.
Yeah.
You could be that outside the box choice that they just want to throw in there because you never know.
And I do that a lot. I mean, that's kind of my trademark as a casting director, I think, is to do that. It's like, I'll do pretty much everything you want me to do up until the very end, and then I bring in something crazy different. And a lot of times it works, you know. I mean, we booked a Kathleen Bailey years ago on something, and she, some jobs are just meant for certain people,
So if you get a lot of submissions that are outside the box, though, is that kind of hard because you have so many to go through?
Yeah, I usually,
your job.
yeah, that's my job.
So as reps, if we feel like someone doesn't fit the description, but there's some reason why we feel they're right for that role, you'd like us to throw them in.
I would throw them in, and I would just put a little note underneath it that said, I just got a funny feeling about this.
Yeah.
Or,
Okay,
taking a chance,
It's a big difference between, because there are agents who will just send you
nothing that you asked for.
nothing, and everything in their roster that's between 25 and 35. And okay, that clearly it wasn't thought.
Yeah.
But if you've got something, you're like, somebody's got it.
Yeah.
All.
Because my roster is relatively small. If I'm submitting 3 or 4 and then I throw an extra one in with a note, then that's appreciated.
Yes, absolutely.
Dumping the whole roster.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But I got nothing else to do. I mean, this is what I do. I go through pictures. This is my job.
Yeah, and try interesting things.
1,200 people, 2,200 people, you just go through it because, I'm working. Yay.
Yeah.
Because that's another thing I think sometimes actors don't necessarily realize about casting directors, but you guys are always looking for your next job too.
Yeah.
And you're working to maintain your relationships so that you get more jobs. So in that way, it's similar to what an actor's going
Absolutely. It really is almost the same thing.
Yeah. And the directors go through the same thing, and the ad companies go through, and producers go through the same thing. So we become the eyes and ears of everybody else, of the director, of the ad company, whoever is the person who approaches us to do the job.
Yeah.
So you have to have the same kind of taste and understand things.
It's like we're all in this together, aren't we?
We are.
And we really are.
Yeah. I think you have to have just a special passion for this business.
You do.
Yes.
We often say, we would do something else, but we don't know how to do anything else. This is all we've ever done.
We talk about that a lot. If you can do something else, I can do this or this, then do that.
Yeah.
I tried to quit early in my career. And I told all my clients that I was not going to do it anymore, but if they needed me, call me. So they were still calling me, they were still emailing me, I just wasn't getting paid anymore.
Right. You're like,
and then I had a realization, okay, I need to
get
get paid, and this is what I was meant to do.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And you're very good at it too.
There was-
That's very fun.
We had a theater in Lake Arrowhead for the longest time, and we kept having to move. And somebody asked, as we're building now our third incarnation of this theater, because we're actually building the seats, building the stage, and a friend of mine says, what would you do if you didn't do this? And I thought about it. I said, probably build a theater.
in our living room or something.
It's just what we do. It's what you do. It's what we do.
Yeah.
That's where, and we went as far west as we could before we hit the ocean and had to stop running.
Yeah.
So what would you do if you won the lottery?
Oh, I
Build a
would.
theater.
I've always said I would make a movie and put all my talent in it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Oh, there. Yeah. Oh, just like
In your theater, we'll use your theater to do some of the scenes. There we go.
Yes, there you go.
When
Then
you're
we'll all work
building with your
together.
lottery money.
Yes.
This is what we do. I mean, I just don't know that
That's probably what we would do.
we do
We probably-
movies and do theater and travel and do movies and theater in really cool places.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, how do you think actors should stay in touch with casting and other industry professionals that they've worked with?
Okay. I am a firm believer in postcards. I really think they work. I think that I've seen so many of our students get hired by sending out postcards. And you can't, the problem is people send out one or two and they think that's it. It's not, it's really not. It's a campaign. We have people that we get postcards from probably once a month. And it's just a constant reminder, like, oh, there's Jim again. Oh, there's Tamara again. Oh, there's Kevin again.
Are they mentioning the things they're working on?
They are.
They're always
They are.
giving you an update.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're never asking for work. That's one of the big things. They're telling us, we all want to get on a moving train, So like, oh, good, you're working. That's great. Let's get you more work, So that's to me the best
That's
way.
the best way to go. Emails
And cookies. Cookie delivery. That's the last thing I need.
You guys on social media? Do you interact on social media with
We do.
actors? Okay.
We do. We do. It's I resisted it as long as I could, but I just that's just kind of the way of the world right now. It feels like it's slowing down a little bit. Like a couple of years ago, all of our jobs were like they had to have this many social media followers. They had to have this, and I think what the advertisers are really starting to see that just because you have that many followers doesn't mean that those people are going to follow them to your product.
Right.
And so I think they're starting to finally see that. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
But I do say I'm going to teach my next big class. I'm going to teach is how to teach influencers how to act. Because they don't. I mean, I feel bad for them actually because they're getting thrown onto these sets and they're these huge budgets and stuff, and they're coming into jobs and they really don't know how to do what now the ad agency wants them to do. They know how to do what they do really well, but they don't know how to be on a set. They don't know
just the basics.
the basics,
Yeah.
just the real basics. Don't you think that's a good idea?
That would be a great
We
class.
should work on that.
Yeah, we should.
Well, people don't realize, and they're coming fast to realize it, that acting is a skill. Advertisers and all kinds of people think that, no, just get anybody. It doesn't matter. As long as he's breathing, that's all we care about. We can make him look good. But acting is a skill set. And actors don't even realize that. Actors think they don't have to train. Actors think that they're trained enough. Actors think...
Yeah.
that
I took
they-
a class.
I took a class. I graduated, from
A couple years ago.
this college. I'm good with that. It's a skill set, and if you don't keep fresh, or if you don't know it, then you're not going to get anybody to tell a story.
Yeah.
Right. You get rusty. You're
Yeah.
out of the practice of memorizing lines. You're just not. I feel like when you're immersed in the setting and you're around other
Yes.
actors, there's just more momentum that you can.
There
have
is more
going.
momentum, and work gets work, and it depends. Even it could be work in your acting class is getting you work outside of it, just because you're focused and it's all the wheels are moving correctly. One of the things that we teach in our class is that you're never, as an actor, unless you're the big money person that's the name on the movie, you're not ever going to act on your own time. So you've got to be ready. And it's the same with auditions. You never know when you're going to get an audition. I know you have actors that you probably don't get an audition for a month or 2 months at a time. And then they go in and they're rusty, probably if they're not
nervous
or
because they're not
nervous.
practicing. I think when you're getting up in front of the class and you're practicing your scenes and doing that regularly, it becomes a sort of a
Second
like a
nature,
habit.
sort of.
Yeah, it's just you're just comfortable doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talk about that because I used to run a lot. So I remember I ran, at one point I ran a race. It was even. That doesn't make me in shape now.
Yeah.
That was years ago. And yes, I know intellectually how to run, but I certainly am not going to be competitive.
What is something that most actors don't know about the casting or production process that you wish that they did?
Holy
I
Moses.
got one.
You go,
I got
you
one.
first.
Well,
Okay.
for casting, I would say one of the things I wanted everybody to remember is that we're on their side. You know, a lot of times, and it was fostered early on that casting, it's a kind of an us against them sort of thing, and it's really not. I want you to be good. Every single person that walks in the door, I want them to be good. I'm on their side. We don't, you know, casting director traps, and there are some people out there that teach that. I'm like, there's no such thing. And we're seeing this whole dearth of things right now, like, you know, all the secrets of casting directors don't want you to know. And I'm like, call me, ask me, I'll tell you what the answers are. You know,
Things
I
that
don't have
they
any
won't tell you.
secrets.
It's like,
Yeah.
you know, it doesn't do us any good to withhold anything.
Yeah.
I mean, there might be a casting director out there that sits there and goes, "Nah, nah, I've got all these actors, you know,
Yeah.
and they can talk with them. No, our job is to find people that will be right and introduce them in the right light to people who are looking for actors. In that, it's really a liaison kind of thing.
It's a
And
puzzle for us too. It's
If it's
matching.
not this job,
Yeah.
it'll be another job. It's
Yeah.
getting to know who's out there and what their talent range is. One of the things that we always have done is in an audition, even if it's 5 minutes a person, is to see how much we can get out of them. Not to get them to do it right, but get them to see what their range could be.
And it's also really important for actors to know that it's a really small world. You know,
That's true.
I've heard that all my life, and I've really, you know, my assistant was. He was for 7 years. He was my assistant. And now he's one of the top casting directors in town, and I love that. I'm so thrilled for him that he is. But there were people that weren't very nice to him then, that only wanted to talk to him and didn't want to talk to me. You know, I mean, only want to talk to me and didn't want to talk to him.
Yeah.
He has
He
got a
remembers.
good move. Yeah, well, yes, he does.
You do. You remember rudeness and you remember niceness.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of other industries you can go work in if you just want to be rude and bad.
Yeah, and it's
This is-
easier to be nice.
Oh, it's
It's
much
easier
easier.
to be nice.
Yeah. And in production is a similar thing. Is everybody's pulling to make this job happen. Nobody, you need everybody on the set.
Yeah.
So an actor may walk in and think, I'm the reason that everybody's here. And yeah, that might be true, except that man's plugging the light in that's going to light you up.
Make you
and
look
without
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
make you look
you're
good.
not going to be there.
Yeah.
And you know, everybody is necessary.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's some great information.
Good.
We really appreciate it.
Thank you for having
Yeah,
us.
this is fun.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Thanks for watching. We'll put the links for Megan and Chuck's classes down below if you'd like to check them out. And please stay tuned for our next video.